Hey guys, welcome to the reading. I'm going to do a collective reading and we're going to see what the message is from Spirit today for you guys. Before I get into that, I woke up this morning with a song in my head that I haven't heard since I was a teenager. So I knew there was a message in the song for me. It's You Be Tales, I'll Be Sonic by A Day to Remember. Now, if you don't like screamy music, then don't listen to the song. But I'm gonna read the lyrics, you guys. He says, I'm a mess, that's the best way to describe it. Having no time to myself, the only way I can fight it. When I'm alone, it's like I'm staring into a mirror. Don't know the person inside it, and that's never been any clearer. And then he says, because I would, it means something more to me. There's a hole in my heart where you used to be. And then he goes, you killed what was left of the good in me. I'm tired, so let me be broken. Look down at the mess that's in front of me. No other words need be spoken, and I've got nobody else to blame, though I tried. Kept all of our past mistakes held inside. I'll live with regret for my whole life. I confess that I brought this all on myself. I condemned to suffer alone like there's nobody else. When you're gone, it's like a whole part of me's missing, so I'll keep living the lie and just hope that you're listening. I tried to make us a life here, but our foundation was built on sand. No time to run until the damage was done and never had the upper hand. And then it goes back into the chorus. So I feel like I don't know if this is you going through this. I feel like it might be someone else. And that's what I want to do a reading on today, because I feel like for some reason the lyrics are really significant. Even thinking about my two readings from yesterday, I don't know why, but that song, like I said, I haven't heard it in forever. And so I feel like there's a message here. So let's see, collective, holy angels, and divine spirits. What is your message today for the collective here? Why are you leading me to this song? Why did you want me to read into these lyrics here? What does the collective need to know about this message? Let's see. Six of Pentacles in reverse and strength. And then the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. So this could be about somebody that's not giving to you or wasn't fair with you in some sort of a way. Okay, strength, Ace of Wands in reverse. I mean, this is, strength. It's making me think of the lyric where he says, I'm tired, so let me be broken. You killed what was left of the good in me as well. Like, this could be someone from your past that you tried to build up in a way. Okay, you tried to help this person on their path. You tried to help them with opportunities or bettering their life. And maybe they tried to be a good person, but it could be after something soured or fell apart, they felt like something in them died. Okay, I don't know. I'm tired, so let me be broken. And this could be someone that feels like they're broken, okay, having a hard time finding that strength. Let's see, why is the Six of Pentacles in reverse here for the collective? The Four of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. The King of Cups. The King of Cups. Five of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with a King of Cups. You could be the King of Cups, but this is someone that feels left out. They feel like they're in poverty, they're broke, but this is giving me more like emotional abandonment or emotional lack, physical lack. This person could feel like they're alone, okay? Again, When I'm alone, it's like I'm staring into a mirror. I've got nobody else to blame, though I tried. Live with regret for my whole life. Yeah, so there's someone here that feels alone or lonely, or like their life is very hard, okay? This could be someone that thinks about long-term plans or thinks about how to move forward or what they want their future to look like, okay? But yeah, this could be somebody that you don't give to anymore, or they don't give to you at all, or I feel like they chose not to give to you, okay? And I'm not even getting like money, okay? I'm getting more like help, right? You could have helped this person a lot in the past. You might have gotten to a point where you just didn't want to help them anymore, okay? Because they never helped you either. So why strength here? The Four of Pentacles. It's a lot about money, okay? The Empress. Yeah. And the Eight of Swords. I mean, there's one line in this song where it says, I miss your family and I miss all our friends. If you had to do it over, would you do it over again? Because I would. It means something more to me. There's a hole in my heart where you used to be. But it's where he says, I miss your family. So this could be a person that not just lent on you, but also on your family members, okay? So like in-laws, right? So if you had a mother figure, because the Empress is here, that also extended their help to this person and helped this person a lot, whenever the relationship fell apart or it soured, they could have also lost that help, right? Or that extension of help. Now, this could be someone that feels like they're alone, like they're a wanderer in the world, okay? So it's also giving me like the adoption thing, right? Where a partner who doesn't have good family life will then like adopt someone else's parents, like, oh, you're my mom now, basically. But they could be mad that people don't help them anymore, that they feel deserted in a way, okay? With the Five of Pentacles, this person could feel like they were deserted. And honestly, I feel like this person doesn't really have a gratefulness mindset. Like they don't feel to be very grateful for the help that people gave them. If anything, it was like an expectation, okay? I don't know if they were very grateful for the help that people gave to them. And now they feel alone. They feel like kicked out in a way, deserted in a way. But it's not like, this could be someone that makes it other people's responsibility to help them in life or give them the opportunities in life. And they might have lent on you and your family way too much, to the point where once you pulled away and stopped giving them that help, they felt maybe betrayed. But it's not your problem. It's like this person's not grateful for the help either. Okay, this is someone that will bite the hand that feeds them. Okay, what's the Ace of Wands reverse? The Six of Wands. And the Four of Wands. Yeah, this person might feel like you having stability, okay, or you having a level of success that like indirectly is a laugh in their face. Like they could feel personally attacked by your stability. Okay, so if you have a family that's well off, or if you're well off and you have some level of something that you've built in your life that you have to show for your life, they almost feel like it's a personal attack on them, and then they'll expect people to, you know, help them out, give them the handout. It's like, yeah, this keeps giving me like there's somebody that doesn't do the same thing, but they expect it from others, and There's like a level of resentment because people stopped giving to them and stopped helping them, or stopped even just enabling the behavior, because this is someone that will find excuses all day long as to why they can't do something, and why they always mess up, and why their life is so hard, and why they can't give, but they'll expect it from others, like, because they're the victim, like they're the perpetual victim in life, okay? And if they're in other people's success, it feels like a personal attack on them in some sort of way. Condemned to suffer alone. Eight of Swords. It's like, I feel like this person does it to themselves. Like, they choose to suffer alone. Like, that is, it feels like part of their identity at this point, okay? That's what they've chosen to be, is someone that has gone through a lot in their life. I feel like they have gone through a lot in their life, but they've made it their identity. Okay, because maybe also in the past, people helped them by trying to save them. It's like a child that knows that, like, weaponized incompetence. Okay, that is a really good way to put it. This is someone that could weaponize their incompetence and, like, oh, I'm trying. Like, they get fired from a job and then it's never their fault. Or they, someone helps pay for them their I don't know, their school or their driver's license, and it's just like they're not grateful. But they use my life is just so hard. Like, I'm just trying so hard to get people to help them. Like, they kickstart this, like, savior complex in people. Like, oh, I need to help you, you poor thing, you, right? Okay. Yeah, they make it other people's responsibility to save them. That's what this is. The Two of Wands. So what's interesting is that, like, the Ace of Wands is in reverse here. So we'll have to see what that is. Tell me more about the Six of Pentacles reverse, please. The Seven of Wands. This person is always very defensive as to why I can't give, why I can't help. It's like, I have to fight my way through and no one helps me. And I feel like it's a straight up lie. Like, if this person goes around and says, no one ever helps me, no one wants to be nice to me, generous to me, that's not true. It's really not true. I feel like people have helped this person over and over and over again, and then they end up spitting in their face, and then they end up taking it for granted. That's what it is. They take it for granted, and they bite the hand that feeds them, and then they get upset. It's like, yeah, everybody always deserts me. I'm always the one left alone. It's like no accountability whatsoever to their own actions, okay? Five of Cups, yeah, that's this person's energy. Like, their baseline vibration. Like, this is the baseline vibration of how they carry themselves through the world. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so we have a Queen of Pentacles and a King of Cups here. The Five of Swords in reverse. What's the Six of Pentacles in reverse? It's giving me coffin. Coffin. Like, okay, this is oddly specific. I don't know, I just got this though. Like, if this is someone that they're in a relationship with, like a new person that they're in a relationship with, it's even giving me like an instigator in the background, like somebody that it's like they didn't want this person to give to someone else anymore, or help someone else anymore, or help you anymore. Like, it's giving me someone that's like pulling the strings in the background. Like, if I'm thinking about the custody thing from yesterday, okay, and this is just for some of you, it's not for all of you. This will be someone, or it's like child support or something like that. This will be a new partner that tells this King of Cups not to pay child support, right? It's like they try to like throw gas in the fire because they're trying to drive a wedge between this King of Cups and you and the past. This could be someone that doesn't want the King of Cups to even be attached to the past at all, because this could be someone that wants them all for themselves, which is fine. Take them. Okay, good riddance. But it's somebody that's also like, they don't want this other person to be generous to you. Okay. And it's giving me like someone talking in someone's ear, right? So this person could also talk to the King of Cups and be like, they deserted you, they left you alone. It's giving me a narcissistic manipulator, okay? I mean, they're both, you know, you attract what you are, but there's a second person here, okay? Oh, I can't make it up. Look, the runner. The runner. Fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Yeah, that's what this person did. So someone here, in your case, whether it be the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Cups, ran away from all responsibilities because they were listening to their ego. And I feel like they did it with a second person. So they met someone new, okay? And this new person talked into their ear about how they need to listen to their ego and they need to do what's best for them. And then they bit the hand that had been feeding them for years before that. And then they have the audacity to turn around and go, you never helped me anyways. You know, you left me alone and you kicked me out of the family. You deserted me, and that's why I went to this other person. Like, it's something weird like that, okay? Heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, feeling lost, grieving and mourning, okay? Yeah, these people could have been maybe mourning a death as well, or this person could have been mourning some sort of a death at the time of them running away, right? Maybe they felt like deserted in some sort of way. I feel like if they were going through a death, okay, or mourning a death, even in that time, you were being considerate and empathetic and, you know, reaching out to these people, or, you know, trying to be sympathetic if that's what happened here. This person in their ego, they're not grateful for any kind of, it has to, for this person, it has to be transactional, okay? If you reaching out to them and trying to extend, you know, your sympathies or just some sort of empathy towards them, that's not enough. They want something transactional, okay? They want you to, you know, give to them literally, or else you don't care. It's like very, very selfish, shallow person, okay? Not today in reverse. The girl with the snake in reverse. Being charmed or used in reverse. Introspection. What do you mean with being charmed or used in reverse? The High Priestess. Okay, so yeah, that's just my confirmation. This person is very backwards, right? They are the user. They are the transactional user in the relationship, but they will, you know, try and make it look like they don't want to be used by you anymore. You just use them for what, like childcare or child support or whatever. You use them. You don't care about them. It's like, okay, let's separate two things, okay? You and your child have nothing to do. I mean, those are two separate entities, right? Your child is separate. So the first red flag is that this person is unable to separate a parental relationship to a child relationship. If this is a parent and they refuse to take care of their child because you are attached to it, that could be the other red flag here with their new partner. Their new partner is also unable to separate a relationship to a child with a relationship to an ex-partner. It's like they're seeing it as a double pack. So this person is like, well, I don't want to have anything to do with you. So in turn, I'm rejecting the child. Okay. And then they're turning around saying, I don't want to be used by you. So also, they're unable to separate these two things. They think paying child support is going into your pocket. They're not understanding it's paying for their child. They don't want to take care of the child because it would be helping you. They're not able to separate that they should want to take care of their child or see their child because it's their relationship. It is their relationship. You get what I'm saying? This person is not able to think in a mature way when it comes to parenting obligations. They see it as like they feel personally attacked. Like it's just strange. It's strange. Okay. These are two delusional narcissists who have come together and like gas themselves up to making you the bad person, or you and your family are the bad people now. And it's like, because you and your family put your foot down and no longer allow this person to use you and disrespect you and walk all over you. And then they've got their little new fling here talking in their ear. Oh yes, they're such horrible people and they've deserted you and left you alone, you poor thing. That's why I've come to save you. Good luck, okay? You know, I'm pretty sure someone's family and you here have tried saving this person for a long time to no avail. Really, to no avail, okay? So what's the Four of Swords? The Four of Cups. Yeah, this person holds on to grudges. They hold on to resentment. They hold on to this feeling of being rejected. You rejected me. You rejected me because you don't want to be with me anymore. You rejected me. And so they, in turn, take that out on the whole family, right? You, your parents, your children, everything. You rejected me and left me alone, okay? But you got your new fling. So what are you mad about? You got your new fling over here. What are you mad about? You chose to go on that side with that person and gas yourself up that you are in the right and you have every right to act this way. So what are you mad about? I'm confused, okay? This is somebody that lives with regret, like the song. They live with regret for their whole life. There's a hole in my heart where you used to be. So they sit around and they probably regret that it ever ended with you. Okay, they regret that they don't have connection to your family or the children or something like that anymore. They regret that they chose this other person. Yet this new person has also driven a complete wedge between this King of Cups or the ex and you and your family, because they want this person all to themselves. They don't want someone to have any kind of a connection to their past, even if there's children there. Okay, they want this person all to themselves. So they've driven a wedge there. This King of Cups or Queen of Cups, they've allowed this to happen. And then they've also allowed this whole brainwashing thing to go down, where now they make you responsible because you're not running after them and begging them to be in your life. I mean, this is a headache to deal with, really, okay? They feel rejected, but they did it to themselves. Like, they're suffering their own fate, their own decisions. It's really weird, okay? It is. What's the Five of Pentacles? The Three of Cups, yeah, and then this is them with their friends here, okay? So then they go to their friends and then they have parties and everybody gets shit-faced together, right? And then they all talk about how, you know, oh, you poor thing, you were left out in the cold and you were abandoned. It's given me, again, father-child relationship here, okay? You poor thing, you were left out and abandoned, left out in the cold and rejected. Everybody's ignoring the fact that they literally did it to themselves. They chose this. They chose to run away. They chose to see their responsibility as being not their problem, because they're seeing it as a personal attack on you. Like, they have a problem with you as the other parent. They hate you and resent you for kicking them out of the family and making their life so much harder. And I wouldn't have all these problems if it wasn't for you. And then they're also taking it out on their own kid because they hate you so much. It's weird. Like, they're not able, like, this person is physically, I feel like mentally, emotionally, not able to have a connection or a relationship to their child as long as you are around, because they're unable in their mind to separate those two things from each other. Okay. And then they have this other person, like I said, in the background, their new fling here, that is exasperating this mindset, because the new fling is probably jealous of you, hates you as well, just for being around, okay, and wants to drive that wedge there, and basically is a big reason why this person has no relationship to their child at all. Okay. Yeah, so what's strength? The 10 of Wands. Oh, my life is so hard. I have to be so strong. My life is just so hard. Everything I do is so hard. Death. Yeah, it's giving, there was a death here. There was a physical passing here. Okay, I feel like there was, with coffin being here and death. There could have been a passing that this person went through that killed what was left of the good in them. I feel like this passing is what is referring to the song, if I'm being honest. I'm tired, so let me be broken. I feel like this death, some sort of a passing here, it was the last straw in this person's psyche. And after that, they can't deal with it. This person can't deal with grief. They couldn't deal with their responsibilities or obligations before this happened, and after this passing happened, they went full blown gone. Okay. There's a hole in this person's heart where someone used to be. I feel like it's this passing. It's really traumatized them. I feel like this person still has not healed this death till today. They haven't. They're still grieving it. And now what I'm getting here off of this is that if there was a passing of someone that is very close to this King of Cups, okay, and on top of that, they have lost family to you or lost a connection to your child or children, they're projecting this pain, I feel like, even more, or this anger towards you even more, because death you can't control, right? You cannot take back death. You can't do anything to change it. It's forever. But they make you responsible for not having a relationship to their child, even though, like I said, they're the ones that walked away. They're the ones that ran away, maybe even, went undercover, changed their phone number, couldn't find their address, got with a new fling who then, both of them sending you text messages, I don't know, telling you about how it's your fault and you're the problem, and, and just basically dipping out, never to be seen again. They made that choice. It was their choice to walk away. Right? But it's like they make you responsible for that even happening because you stopped enabling their behavior, because you put your foot down and had boundaries and didn't let them go on to traumatize your family with their poor behavior and their lack of self-control, okay? Their lack of discipline and responsibility. Just because you put your foot down, they now make it your fault that they lost this other part. So they feel like they've lost two families. They've lost two significant people in their life. One of them, they're maybe angry at God or angry at someone else, who knows. And The second one, they're angry with you because they feel like it's your fault that they lost this as well. It's not your fault though. And you don't make it your fault either. Like, you don't. And I feel like that is another thing that him and his friends, or this person and their friends and this new fling, they all sit together and they just shit talk you and what kind of a horrible person you are. Nobody, they're all fucked up in the head. I'm sorry, they are. To a certain level, they are. Because like I said over here, it's like you living your life and you continuously going on and building your stability and having family. For them, it feels like a personal attack. It's like, well, you still have your family. You still have your family. You still have your parents. You still have your child. You still have all of this. You still have it. They feel, get what I'm saying? Personally attacked. That you have these things and they don't have it anymore. So they want to take it out on you. Because you still have it and I don't. And you didn't have to suffer the way I suffered. And you didn't have to lose your child the way I had to lose my child. And you didn't have to lose this. And you don't have to be poor. And you don't have to have no family. And you have this. That's what they're doing. And they're angry. They feel like it's not fair that you get to go on and live your life. And they're struggling so much. They don't see you struggle. That's the other thing. This person lives in a bubble where they are the only person in the whole world that struggles. They are the only person in the world that has to deal with death or deal with endings or deal with trauma, heartbreak. They feel like they're the only one who has to go through this. No, they're not. Everybody has to face death. You could have lost people in the recent past as well. You could have had family members die in the recent past. You could have had to deal with heartbreak and pain and breakups. You could have had to deal with a lot of horrible things that weigh heavy on your soul. The only difference is that you deal with them in an adult way, in a mature way, without taking it out on everybody else and making other people responsible. Okay? And you don't want to keep living your life as a traumatized, unhealed, angry, bitter, resentful person. That's the only difference. Okay? This person is walking around pretending like they're the only person that has to suffer this way when they're not. You just might not look like what you have gone through or the things that you have had to deal with, because you deal with things a lot differently than they do. Okay? And then they're mad because you make it look like nothing affects you and you don't even care. It's not that you don't care. It's just that you don't walk around all day putting on the, I'm a victim. I just went through this horrible thing and, my life is so bad. I have to tell everybody and make everybody feel bad and sorry for me. You just don't do it that way. Okay? There's probably things that you've gone through in the last year that you would not tell anyone. Not a single soul. Because it's private. Nobody needs to know about your fucking suffering. I'm not talking about, yes, you should be able to talk to certain people about your suffering. Okay, that's not what I mean. You should. And if you need help and if you really need to talk to someone, then you need to go talk to someone. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to therapists, talk to specialists, talk to people that can actually help you if you are suffering. But this person doesn't talk to people about it to get help. You get what I'm saying? They don't go to specialists, therapists, psychologists, organizations. They don't go to their friends and family because they want help with the suffering. They go to make everybody feel bad for them and make everybody feel guilty and want to, extend themselves to them. And they want it for this emotional manipulative aspect. And that's what I mean when I'm saying stop. This person needs to stop, putting it on everyone else. It's everyone else's fault that I'm suffering. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can make it go away. You have to do it. You have to take it out. Okay? It's like if there's a dagger in someone's heart, it's like they're walking around people saying, take this dagger out of me. Please take it out. Take it out. No one can take it out. You have to sit there and you have to take it out. No matter how fucking hard and how bad it hurts. You have to be the one to take it out. It's in you. okay? But they don't want to have to do that. So they just walk around and go, look at this dagger. Look at this dagger. Isn't it horrible? Oh my God, it hurts so much. My dagger, I can't get it out. And then it just festers. And the difference is with you is that you sat down and you went, oh my God, there's a fucking dagger right here. I have to pull it out. I have to pull it out right now or it's never going to heal. And then you sit there and you probably couldn't get it out on the first try. Okay. You probably had to, oh, that hurt. Okay. That's enough for today. Okay. Eventually though, you got it out. And see, it's a difference of mindset and they're trying to make you responsible for their lack of discipline and oops, kicking my thing. Sorry. Oh, shit. Sorry. Come back. Okay. Yeah, this is not your cross to carry. Okay. And like I said, you could be very empathetic to the fact that they have gone through a passing, but it's kind of like using it as a crutch where you might draw the line, okay? Because a lot of people do bad things and then they use a crutch to talk their way out of it, right? Well, I only did this because I went through that. And I only did this because I was dealing with this pain. Okay, so, there's serial killers that say, well, I only murdered all these people because in my childhood, I saw these traumatic things. Okay, some people also see traumatic things in their childhood. They don't grow up to be serial killers. It's kind of giving me that a little bit. I'm not saying this person is a serial killer or a killer at all, but it's that mentality of like, well, I only did these horrible things because I'm dealing with the pain. I can't get over the pain. Then go see a therapist, go see a specialist, go see a grief counselor, go see someone that could help you, okay? But don't start taking it out on other people and then saying, well, I'm only acting this way because I'm doing it out of grief. It's like at some point, depending on how long ago this was, it stops being an excuse and it becomes a crutch. Like if you just lost someone, okay, you just lost someone today, yesterday, and you're out of it, okay, and then you accidentally run a stoplight, okay, that I can see, okay, you're not paying attention, you're all fucked up, okay, I can put two and two together on that and say, okay, well, it's somewhere understandable because you're dealing with shock, okay? But if there was a death 3 years ago, and you run over a stoplight today and you say, I did it because 3 years ago someone died. You get what I'm saying? At some point, where do we draw the line with what is an excuse and what is a crutch? This person is refusing to heal, but then using it as a crutch. And that's not okay. Okay, so what's the Four of Pentacles? At that point, it's healing. The Star, healing. The Star is about healing and wish fulfillment. The Empress. The Tower and the Seven of Swords. See, that's how you don't do it. That's the unfortunate thing about this person and the path that they've chosen, is that this is someone that thought that getting revenge or acting out on their negative emotion instead of dealing with it would make them feel better. So let's again take this example of the dagger. They have a dagger right here. Okay, nobody stuck it in them. They stuck this dagger in themselves. Okay, apparently they don't remember doing it, but they stuck it in themselves. So they see this dagger and they're like, oh, it was you. So if you're dealing with something like this, like I said, the best thing to do was like, oh my God, I really need to get this taken care of, because this could become a serious wound and I need to heal, and this needs to get taken out. I need to take this out. I need to deal with this. Okay, I need to go get myself to the healing hospital here and deal with myself. This person takes the other route of going, I blame you. This is your fault. I would have never stuck this dagger in myself if it wasn't for you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm going to get you back. I'm going to do something super deceptive and vengeful and crazy, because then the dagger's just going to disappear and I won't even have to deal with the healing. How about that? So I bet they tried it, okay? And I bet the dagger is still there. So all they just ended up doing is getting a second one and putting it on the other side, because they didn't deal with it. All they did was try and find someone else to blame and then try and get you back, because I want you to hurt like I'm hurting, and you don't even have a dagger like me. You don't even have a dagger like me, so I'm going to make sure I put one in you, because it's not fair that only I have one here and you don't have one. What they don't see is that you had one. You just already took it out. It's not there anymore because you dealt with it. You get what I'm saying? So here they are doing something deceptive and conniving, okay? What's the Seven of Swords? Ugh. High honor. The authorities. So that what? They want to get you in legal trouble, okay? They want to get you locked up. What is this? Despair, because of their own grief, literally. Because of their own grief and suffering. Again, I'm going to go back to these lyrics, because these lyrics are for this person that you're dealing with here, okay? It is, I'm pretty sure. I'm a mess. That's the best way to describe it. Having no time to myself is the only way I can fight it. Yeah, where to say, you killed what was left of the good in me. I'm tired, so let me be broken. Look down at the mess that's in front of me. No other words need be spoken. And I've got nobody else to blame, though I tried. Kept all of our past mistakes held inside. I'll live with regret for my whole life. I confess that I brought this all on myself. That's something that this person might tell themselves when they're alone. They would never say this out loud to anyone else, okay? Condemned to suffer alone, like there's nobody else. When you're gone, it's like a whole part of me's missing. I feel like that's the death that this person is dealing with. So I'll keep living the lie and just hope that you're listening. Yeah, I'll keep living the lie. All the things you love are all the things I hate. How did we get here in the first place? Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like you live your life in love, or you try to at least, okay? And love is a vibration. It's not going around going, I love you. I love my life. I love my past. I love everybody I've ever encountered. That's not what love, the vibration of love is. It's that love is basically going through the world and seeing people through the lens of like understanding and compassion. Okay, so you can see things through sober eyes, because you see, again, also like this person and their new fling and whoever they're dealing with, you see them through a very sober lens of like, this is who they are, and this is why they are this way, and this is why they're acting this way. And that's not because you enable it, you accept it, or you tolerate it. It's more just like you're loving others is more about, like, for me at least, it's just a personal opinion, but it's like you're able to accept. Love is acceptance, okay? Love is not that feeling, that rushy honeymoon, dopamine, oxytocin feeling, okay? It's just acceptance with who it is, what it is, how things are, okay? And that's why I feel like you've been able to heal through this. All the things you love are all the things they hate. Their mindset, or they see things through the lens of hatred, because it's all about them and what others have done to them. I feel wronged by you. I feel like you have done something to me. They're not able to see you in the same lens as like, this is who you are. This is what kind of a person you are. This is why you have made the choices you have made. This is why you have acted this kind of a way or made this sort of a decision. It's like they're not able to see the bigger picture of things, right? For them, it's all about, you did this to me and I can never let this grudge go. And that happens when you disconnect from who the person is and why they are the way that they are. Like, or even just disconnect from like, you know, that not everything is personal. Like, just because you put up a boundary with them and say, I'm not helping you anymore and I'm not going to enable this behavior anymore, they don't see that as you protecting yourself or you doing something that's actually healthy for you. They see it as, you're doing something to me. I feel personally attacked. They cannot extend that empathy, compassion, understanding to you. That's why I'm saying it's a narcissist. Okay, or it's someone that is very, very self-centered. They lack empathy, consideration for other people. They don't have any remorse about how they treat others. For them, it is all about them. And again, this weird mindset of not being able to see people as individuals, like seeing you and your family and your child as like a package instead of treating it like individuals. Okay? That's weird. That's strange. Like, you should be able to disconnect a mother and a parent or a father from the child. It's like these are two separate people. And it gets really dangerous, especially in the situations of like co-parenting, where you are treating the child as if it is their parents, like as if it is a package deal, right? Because these kind of people will project how they feel about the other parent onto the child. Okay, and that's what's been going on here as well. Okay, and they're in despair. This person is in despair. They are unable to deal with their negative emotions, and they're not seeking professional help either. I doubt this person seeks any kind of mental health, even though they need it. And they've gone on to the deep side of, I want revenge. I want to get you back. I want to hurt you because I feel like it's unfair that I've had to deal with all of this, and I had to lose someone, and I have to deal with death and grief, and I had to lose everything and not you. It's like, it's very, very distorted thinking, very dangerous and distorted thinking. Like, this is not something to take lightly because this person's mind is gone. Okay, it really is. It's not normal. It's not normal at all. So what's the Tower? Unexpected income. This has to do with money. Having to pay money. Yeah, it's like, it's even giving me like child support or something like that. I don't know. Like, this person could have felt like everything happened at once. Like, everything happened at once, okay? But some things are, you know, like I said, death you can't control, okay? Going through something like that you can't control. Yes, it's hard. But if we're then moving into the realm of like, this person has other responsibilities, and you've been understanding and you've been considerate, but they're still using it as a crutch, it gets to the point where you just can't excuse it anymore. Like, yeah, it's like I said, it's like, yes, if you need to take a month off work, okay, and deal with the death, take a month off work, okay? If you need to take 2 months. But you can't take, you know, if you have obligations and you have responsibilities and you don't have a way of saying, I'm going to quit my job because I need to deal with my grief, or I need to check into mental health facilities, you're going to have to find a way to keep going. And that's just the way that the world is. Everybody deserves to have a break. Okay, it's kind of like maternity leave. Like, let's put it that way. Like, people have the right to have a break, okay, and deal with their feelings. But you need to take that time with the mindset, and this is just my personal opinion, okay? But if you're taking mental health time, or you're taking a week or a month off or 2 months off, you have to keep in the back of your mind that, like, you gotta work on it, or you gotta, like, process it a little bit every day, so that you have to get back into the real world at some point. Like, this person, I feel like they used something here as a crutch, and a crutch, and a crutch, and a crutch, and a crutch. And at some point, your employer, or the child or something, is not, there's got to be, like, some level of accountability, okay? And if you said, I can't do this at all, and I can't have a job, and I can't do this, and I have to quit, and I can't do this with this and that, then you have to make that decision for yourself, okay? But you can't expect people to keep giving and giving and giving and being generous and generous and generous and understanding when you're saying, I just need a little bit more time, and you're giving them time, and I just need a little bit more of this, and you're giving them more of this, and they just keep using it, because at some point you're going to feel like they're using this, okay? Like, they keep making an excuse, right? This person they're not capable of dealing with the real world anymore. I don't think they are. I think that the fuse blew, and at that point they couldn't deal with the real world anymore. And whatever they could use as an excuse, they would have used as an excuse. And it's messed up if you refuse to deal with your pain and this dagger in your heart, but then always throw it at people's heads. Like, it's a year later, like I said, a year later, and someone, well, I dealt with a passing, I dealt with a death, and throw it at your head like you don't care. But it's like, why are you still using this as a crutch and as an excuse? It's one thing, this is such a fine line, because grief takes a long time and people never get over grief. So I'm trying to explain this in a way where it's like, is this person really acting this way because of what happened, because of this passing, or because of the way that they have spiraled since then? And they're using it as an excuse to not get back on their feet. Like, it's just easier to kind of just go, like, let the current take you under. You get what I'm saying? It's like, this person, they dealt with some sort of a passing here, and the current swept them under, and they just let themselves go with the current. But the thing is, they let themselves go down with the current. That's the thing here. They let themselves get swept down. They stop fighting for their own life. They stop trying to swim back to the top and breathe air. They stop trying to get sober. They stop trying to heal what they had and look towards the future. They didn't do that anymore. And now you're looking at them down there going, like, are you ever going to come back up? And they're saying, well, don't you care? I'm dealing with this passing. And it's like, that's not really, they're saying that, like, as a umbrella term, but it's like, it's because they don't want to say, no, I can't deal with my life, and I don't feel like dealing with my life, and I don't feel like healing, and just leave me alone. How dare you even ask questions? You get what I'm saying? And you could also feel like it's like like you're at some point you're dishonoring or disservicing the dead. Like, if you're someone that feels connected to the dead, or you honor the dead, okay, you know that the dead are still with us. They're still around us. They still talk to us. They still communicate with us. You're not honoring the dead by acting this way. The dead, the passed over souls, that are still with us, your ancestors, they would not want you to act this way. And at some point, you know, if somebody is fucking up their life, ruining opportunities, you know, walking out on you and your family, turning their back, not taking care of responsibilities or obligations anymore, and then always saying, oh, it's because of this passing. I feel like, you know, you're like spitting on someone's grave. Okay, because would that passed over ancestor want you to be using them as an excuse the whole time? Like, to not get your shit together? I mean, I'm thinking if I was a passed over soul and somebody, you know, yes, it's such a sensitive topic. It's like, yes, it is definitely understandable if somebody slips off the edge and really, you know, has a hard time for a couple months. Like, that is totally fine, understandable, and I can definitely empathize. But if it then gets to a point where, you know, you're no longer looking at the actual issues in your life and you're like drowning the rest out, and you're just turning a blind eye to everything else going wrong, and that is actually your personality and not really what happened, and it's just something that triggered the spiral. You know, I, as an ancestor passed over, would want you to keep living and fight for your life and fight for what you have left, and not walk around like, you know, a victim. Like there's so many people that are still alive, and this person is no longer valuing life. All they're thinking about is what is gone. And then generally, I feel like that's how this person goes through their life, is that they have a poverty mindset, a lack mindset. They only see what's not there. They only see what they've lost, what was taken from them. They don't see at all what they could have, or what they could, you know, what they could still enjoy in life. Like, oh man, this is a hard one. Sorry. What else do we need to know? The devil in reverse. It's like, I feel like this is an ancestor message. It's like somebody doesn't want someone to go down the toxic path. It's like, it's time to cut the toxic slush off of you. Okay, for whoever this is, it's really time for them to cut themselves, to cut off the addictions, to cut off the toxic mess, to cut off this behavior, this, you know, this devil behavior, living through sin. And, you know, I'm not preaching like you can't sin, but I mean more like, you know, living your life through lust and not love, addiction, okay, being toxic, anger, resentment, grudges. It's really time for someone to go to the light. Like, the passed over ancestor is still around. They are. The passed over ancestor, the passed over loved one that they're grieving is around. If they would talk to them, they're there. But they can't see it through their pain. Okay. The Knight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this person's energy, they just, everything they start, they feel like everything, it always ends. Like, something about their energy, they have too much anger. They have too much anger. They could go through a lot of different jobs and stuff like that. 8 of Cups in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, they're never gonna make it to this 10 of Pentacles. They're not, because of like things that they're not leaving behind that don't serve them. And I feel like this is addictions. This is toxic people, toxic relationships, toxic behavior patterns. They just don't walk away. But also the 8 of Cups in reverse can be like an avoidant personality type, right? It's like when you have distorted attachment styles, okay? So this person could be extremely avoidant. They don't deal with their emotions. They'd rather numb them off. Like, they just kill off their emotions and numb them off. They don't they just leave. This is someone that leaves. They are somebody that will just walk away and you'll never see them again. And then they'll be angry at you that you let them walk away. It's very difficult. Okay. So what should collective do here dealing with this person? What does collective mean now? 8 of Pentacles. The Hanged Man in reverse. This person just keeps getting themselves into the same position over and over. Hangman reverse is when you just don't learn your lesson, okay? You just cannot see things from a different perspective. This person is stuck in their ways. They're never going to be able to see something from a different perspective, and that is why they get themselves into one bad situation after the next, is because they don't learn from the past. They don't. They just get themselves stuck over and over and over again. And then it's like they get frustrated because they feel like they're working on themselves, or I'm trying, but you're not learning the lessons though. Like, what are you trying? What are you working on here? You have to know what the goal is, okay? It's like, they're stuck. Yeah, 6 of Wands in reverse, defeat. They're never gonna, it's not gonna work out. Whatever this plan is here, whatever they're working on, it's not gonna work. Everything that they try and do is gonna fail over and over and over again. It's always gonna fail. It's always going to fail, everything that they try to do, that they try to put their mind to. And it's because, honestly, I feel like it has to do with intention. Like, why are you doing this? What's the intention behind this? Why are you taking this action? Is it anger? Is it resentment? Is it grief? Like, what's the intention here? This person hasn't figured out that they have a lot of toxic mess that they need to cut off of their life first before they can even get what they want or wish for. I don't know if people like this, like the 4 of Wands in reverse, yeah, nothing's going to grow. Nothing. For them. Nothing. I mean, look at this. 10 of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, 4 of Wands, 6 of Wands in reverse, Hanged Man in reverse. This person is stuck. They're being stuck by their own mindset, maybe even by the divine. Nothing is going to grow. Nothing. Nothing. They're never going to reach a level of success or stability in their life. And that's their own problem. 4 of Swords, yeah, because of their mind. It's their mind. They don't have peace of mind. Their mind is not at peace, okay? The 10 of Wands in reverse, all they're thinking about is, I don't want to be burdened. I don't want to deal with it. Everything's too hard. I don't want to deal with it. It's too much of a burden to carry. I don't feel like doing the work. I would just rather find a way to make it easy. I just want a shortcut. I just want a shortcut. And that's the same thing with these excuses. It's always excuses. It's always, I can't do this because it's too hard. Or I need to find a way to make my life easier, so I'm going to do scams. Or I don't feel like dealing with this and this and that responsibility, so I'm going to say it's because of my grief. It's like, this person is someone that's just looking for a way to make their life easier. But they haven't even dealt with the hard shit. They haven't even dealt with it properly. All they want to do is try and, they walk a foot with this 10 of Wands, and they're like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to throw it off of me. I don't care. I don't care. Get it off of me. I don't want to deal with this. The thing is, though, like, you don't reach the 10 of Pentacles. You don't reach the 6 of Wands or the 4 of Wands. You don't reach these kind of energies if you just throw off the 10 of Wands, say, I don't feel like dealing with it, it's too heavy. You only reach this by carrying that shit all the way to the end. If you want to build this house, you have to carry those sticks all the way to the house, and then you have to build the house with your own hands. Same thing with this 10 of Pentacles. You only get there when you hold it and you carry it all the way. 6 of Wands, you have to carry those sticks of victory all the way to the finish line. You get on this horse and you're celebrated when you've carried this all the way there, and people are celebrating you because you didn't give up. All this person wants to do, I don't feel like dealing, this is too heavy. I just want things handed to me. That's not how it works. That is not how it works, okay? The Nine of Swords, stuck in their head, trapped in their head. This person, like, I don't know who this is, okay? But they need mental health. This person's mental health is really bad. Really bad, okay? They're not at peace at all. They feel like they're living in a nightmare, like their whole life is a nightmare, okay? They might take a lot of substances to get out of their mind, okay? It's a cycle. Like, this person's on a carousel. So, closing words for the collective here with this situation. The Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, they're not going to be able to keep playing these games here, okay? They're going to get caught up in this. Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands in reverse. Nothing is going to work. Nothing is going to work. It's like this person's karma is to get caught in their shit over and over and over again until they learn, right? Page of Pentacles, these scams. This person could start a lot of money scams. They're trying to get rich. They don't feel like doing the hard work, okay? They don't. The Nine of Pentacles, yeah, make some long-term plans, man, okay? You need strategy and you need discipline. Like, that's where you need to start. If you want success, you need to start with your fucking character development, okay? Because I feel like that's where it's lacking. You need discipline, you need dependability, you need to make long-term plans, and you need to stick to them. You need to work on your organization. You need to work on your ability to carry responsibility. And if you can get there in your daily life, then maybe something will grow. But nobody's going to hand these people the keys to the city if they can't even get their own shit together in their own life. Am I wrong? Okay. 10 of Cups. When it comes to family, like, yeah, the world, you have not learned your lesson, man. The world in reverse. You haven't learned the lesson. They haven't learned the lesson. This is somebody that refuses to learn their fucking lessons. They're never going to learn. They're not learning their lessons. They're not learning the lesson. Oh God, what is this? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You're not, whoever this is, I feel like I'm talking to them today. I don't know why. It's like, you're not gonna get rich. Does this person think that they're gonna get rich? Money is going to fall in their lap? You're not. God's not blessing you. I hate to tell you, but the cards say today, you're not getting the blessing. You're not going to get rich off of this. You're not. Because you're not financially responsible and you don't do anything to deserve the money. Okay. You're not a hardworking person. You're financially, you're not responsible. Nothing's going to grow here. This is not, this is bad. This is a lack of financial security. Okay. It's like, this is a mess. Why is this coming out here? Oh, Knight of Cups in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse. Because this person is emotionally imbalanced. They're jealous of you. They feel rejected. Queen of Pentacles. They don't have a leg to stand on, okay? The Six, because you are refusing to learn from the past. Someone here is refusing to learn from the past. You have not dealt with the past, whoever you are, whoever this is, this person, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. They have not dealt with the past. They're not getting the blessing, okay? That's it. That's that. Do the work, learn the lesson, get the blessing, okay? That's the way that it goes. Nine of Cups. Yeah, too many drugs, honestly. Because these people are numbing their brain, numbing their mind, frying their mind away with substances. You're not getting the blessing until you stop with the drugs, okay? That's the message. Nothing is going to work. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Nothing. Man, I don't know who this is, okay? I don't know if this person is watching, if there is a karmic energy that is watching today. nothing's going to work. Nothing. No plan is going to work until you stop with the toxic shit. If you want to have success, if you want to have stability, if you want to have a happy family, you need to stop with the toxic devil energy. Stop. Deal with the addiction. Deal with the toxic obsession, anger, whatever that is. Okay? You're not getting the blessing. Nothing's going to work out for you. Nothing. Until you deal with your past. Okay? All right, man. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's just see maybe who we're dealing with here in the collective. A Capricorn and a brother, December. A Gemini. September and Aquarius. An Aries. And a Pisces.